What's up, guys? Coming to you. I want to talk to you about why I distrust Marvel. So, I went to the comic book store last week to get my comic books, and I realized I still don't trust Marvel. It's weird because I've been saying that I don't trust Bendis, and I don't. But I've really enjoyed his Superman, which I know some people don't, but I have. I've enjoyed it. Of course, I'm not a diehard Superman fan, so maybe that helps. Um, there are aspects that I don't enjoy about that, but overall, I enjoy his Superman so far. I'm still optimistically cautious because, I've read some of his things over when he was at Marvel and they were awful. But overall, I get very little Marvel books. I don't recommend anybody else get a lot of Marvel books just because, unless you're just really into that thing, which if you are, more power to you. I'm happy that you can find books that you enjoy. But some of them are just really terrible. The stories are flat. They're all political. They're all meant to explain political things of why you hate certain things in politics, and I don't care about politics. I just want to have a good book where I can enjoy. If you add some political things in there, that's okay. Just don't do it every single book where you're preaching to me about whatever. I don't. That just gets old really fast. And I realize I love Marvel characters. I mean, I've always been a big DC guy. I know that these posters are all Marvel. They're actually not mine. They're actually my former roommates who left them, and I was like, that's awesome. If you could see over here, I've got 3 DC posters, which are my favorites. One is Man of Steel, which I don't care much about. One's a Batman poster because he was a big Batman fan. I don't know why he left it. There's a Joker one that I sold to one of my youth at church. But there's another one that's got 12 people from the Justice League, and I love that poster. And if I could, I'd move it over here and get rid of this one because I'm not a huge Wolverine fan. I do like the Avengers, and I do like Captain America, First Avenger, and I do like the Iron Man 3 poster. The movies, whatever. But the MCU is excellent. I love the MCU. I love Marvel characters. I like Logan. The Logan movie was great. I feel like Wolverine's overrated. But I just don't trust Marvel these days. So I'm buying Darth Vader. I'll buy some Star Wars ones here and there. I've picked up a number of Star Wars issues in general, just over the different series of Star Wars. But the only one that I'm actually going through right now is the Marvel 2-in-1 with Human Torch and the Thing. And I'll probably pick up Fantastic Four because I love the Fantastic Four. But that's it. I'm thinking about, I was looking and Immortal Hulk looked really cool. I was like, okay, Bruce Banner's back. We finally have the original Hulk back into a comic book. I was like, I really wanted to get it, kind of support them bringing Bruce Banner back, but also it looked interesting, and it's kind of got back to the old monster feel. And my comic book store owner, he was like, yeah, it was. I've read it; it's pretty good. I was like, I really wanted to, but I just don't trust Marvel, and that's true. I almost got the wedding issue, and I'm so glad I didn't for Marvel with Kitty Pryde and man, why can I not remember his name? I'll remember it eventually, and I'll be like, that's his name. That's his name. I'm terrible with names, guys, so I apologize in general if I miss names or misquote. I was really disappointed to hear that they didn't get married because, I mean, they've been together forever in the comics, back and forth, and I don't know why they didn't just go ahead and bite the bullet and do that with Marvel. Instead, they did Rogue and Gambit, which, whatever. But I was like, I really wanted to because it's too. I love that romance in the comics and movies. But then nothing happened. And so I'm glad that I didn't get it. And I had the same thing about the Batman wedding. But just in general, I, I don't trust Marvel these days. And there's a lot of series that I'd be interested in picking up, but I just don't trust them. Like I'm just like, well, I don't want to spend this much money. They're $4 now. Um, all of them are $4, and some of them are $5 or $6. And I'm just like, I don't want to pay $4 for uh, a book that I'm not going to enjoy. Um, and it's just, I don't trust the Marvel brand. So DC tries a bunch of different stuff just like Marvel does. But a lot of theirs are really good. Like of the New Age of Hero stuff, which I thought half of them were going to be awful. There was only two or three that I didn't enjoy. Like Brimstone, didn't enjoy that. I thought I would, but I didn't. Um, and then Immortal Men, didn't enjoy that at all. Um, but I loved the Terrifics. I knew I would enjoy that one. I was shocked by the Silencer. I didn't even think I would enjoy that at all, but it has been one of the best. And then Sideways, I knew I'd enjoy that one. That was fun. The Unexpected was unexpected, as I did showed in my video. I love it. It was great. The new Challengers, I've enjoyed that. That was kind of been off and on. I feel like Damage. I was like, this is just a remake of the Hulk. But first, I mean, I got onto it immediately. I feel like there's some problems that I have with that one, but they're minor overall. And so DC just tried a whole bunch of random stuff, and it worked really, really well. So it's like DC can create really interesting characters that have nothing to do with the main continuity, just based off of a random uh, event that they did that didn't even work out in the end, sort of. And Metal was okay. I enjoyed Metal for the most part, but they kind of flopped at the end, even though it was still pretty good ending. And it's just like, but Marvel can't do that. Like they have all these obscure characters and nobody likes them. Like some people do. Obviously, people are buying their books or they wouldn't be in business. But a lot of people really don't care for them. And I think that's not because the characters are in themselves bad. I think it's just the way they're writing them. And they've just kind of messed up a whole bunch of stuff. And they really just need to start doing better. They need to start doing better. And it's just, there's not a lot of hope in Marvel comics right now. And just, like, we know that if Marvel puts out a movie, it's going to be really good. Most of the time. So you're not going to waste your money going to the theater. But at the comic book store, you're just like, yeah, maybe this will be good. You're really taking a risk. You're really taking a risk when you're choosing a Marvel comic book, unless you're just into that kind of stuff. And if you are, again, I'm really happy for you. I'm glad that everybody has something that they can buy and enjoy, because different people enjoy different types of stories and books and writing styles and stuff. And some people like being preached to a lot, and some people don't. And I don't. I just want a nice story in comic books, fun story. I know humor is relative, so some people are going to enjoy the humor of Marvel better than DC, or some writers better than others. And that's cool. I really like that there's a lot of diversity in the comic books. But at the same time, like, I just don't think that they compare to the older books. I've read a lot of older comics, and I love those. I love those. Not a lot compared to most people, but I've read many older comic books, and just the writing is quality, and artwork and everything is just so much better. And I just don't trust it. Like, I don't want to buy a book that has terrible writing, terrible humor, terrible artwork. And like, honestly, I'll buy a comic book that has good humor, good art, or good writing, and terrible artwork. I don't care about the artwork too much. Sometimes that pushes the boundary for me, and that's just my personal opinion. And I'd love to hear what you think. Like, are there some that you just enjoy? Do you like Marvel better than DC? You know, I'm fine with disagreeing with that. You know, I don't care. Like, I think it's really interesting that different people can still enjoy the same hobby, and love different aspects of it. So I think that's really sweet. And that's really cool. But for me, like, I really don't trust Marvel right now. And there's certain titles on DC that I just don't trust. Like, I'm tiptoeing back into Green Arrow because I didn't trust it for a long time. Because I didn't think they really understood Green Arrow. Haven't got back into Nightwing because it's the same writer. And I'm just like, I don't trust this guy. Haven't gotten to Batgirl because I don't trust the writer. What else have I dropped? With some others. I can't remember off the top of my head. So there's been a few. I was very questionable about Plastic Man because Gail Simone isn't my favorite writer. So I tiptoed into that, and I've enjoyed it. I did a whole video on what Plastic Man versus Plastic Man, which one, the Terrifics Plastic Man versus the Plastic Man, and which one I like better, and which one is why I like them better. But I like both of them. I think they're really good, and I kind of tiptoed into the new age of comic books, and some of those were really good, some of those were not, and so I trust DC a lot more, even though there's some titles that I don't trust. But Marvel, I don't trust at all. I might try a few. I trust the Star Wars series a lot more, but even those, very few. Like, I don't do Poe Dameron. I don't do Dr. Aphra. I don't even know why she has her own book. And like Obi-Wan and Anakin don't, because that was an amazing series that they dropped. Don't know why Han Solo doesn't have his own book, but they're giving that random guy that was the mentor for Han Solo. I'm like, why do you not have Han Solo in his own book? Come on, people. That's what we want. We don't want some random captain that's about, like, around Han Solo's origin. Who cares? Give us Han Solo. Chewbacca. I didn't pick up that one, though. Mace Windu. I loved that one. That was really excellent. Actually, I just watched the Clone Wars episode. It was in the sixth season, although they called it the Lost episodes. And there's this episode where Mace Windu and Jar Jar Binks team up. It is hilarious. I love it. It was so good. And you see, like, Mace Windu's just, like, frustrated with Jar Jar, and yet Jar Jar is kind of vital to the whole operation. And you're just like, okay, like, maybe there is some good qualities to Jar Jar Binks. So, anyways, I got on stuff that there's a lot of things that Marvel could be doing that they're not. And I just don't trust them right now. So I'll go in there. I'll be like, this book looks really interesting. Like the Punisher, there were some really good looking books in there. I'm just like, I don't know. They're like, do I want to waste my money on a book that probably really terrible, and just looks really good on the cover, or do I just deal without? And lately I've just been dealing without it. You know, just like, okay, it's not that vital. And so a lot of what I buy is DC or Star Wars. Like 99% of what I buy is DC or Star Wars. So that's my thoughts. I really hate that because I like Marvel. I like a lot of their characters. You know, I was doing Iron Fist. I was doing Deadpool and Spider-Man. I was doing Spectacular Spider-Man. I was doing the Spider-Man with Miles Morales. I hated giving that one up. Champions, I did that for a good while. So I was doing a lot of Marvel, and then the quality just got really, really bad for most of them. A couple of those were still really good. I just didn't have money, and I just haven't gone back because I don't trust Marvel, or they canceled those runs, which is so weird. So I did Cable. I really enjoyed Cable. I was sad they cut that one because that one was awesome, but I think they cut it. So that's my thoughts on that. I didn't want to make this a long video. It's longer than I wanted it to be, but let me know what you think. Like, do you have similar feelings about Marvel? Do you like Marvel movies? And tell me why. Like, I want to know, like, what other people think. Like, I want this to be a chat, like a conversation. I don't want this to just be me, preaching about my ideals and what I like about comics. I want to hear what y'all have to say. So let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments, send me a message, whatever. And I will catch you next time. Peace.